The Lord be with you. From the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. Chapter 6, verses 45 to 52. After the 5,000 had eaten and were satisfied, Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and precede him to the other side toward Bethsaida, while he dismissed the crowd. And when he had taken leave of them, he went off to the mountain to pray. When it was evening, the boat was far out on the sea, and he was alone on shore. Then he saw that they were tossed about while rowing, for the wind was against them. About the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them, walking on the sea. He meant to pass by them. But when they saw him walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost and cried out. They had all seen him and were terrified. But at once he spoke with them. "Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid." He got into the boat with them, and the wind died down. They were completely astounded. They had not understood the incident of the loaves. On the contrary, their hearts were hardened. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Last Monday, we had a reflection about the epiphany of God's healing love. Yesterday, we reflected on God's epiphany of His compassionate love, especially for those who are hungry. Today, we have another epiphany of God's power and love. And He manifested this through His command and authority over nature. Fear is part of human reality. When we were babies, we were fearless. And when we were growing up, we learned that fear is part of taking care of ourselves. Yung iba sa atin noon ay takot tumawid sa daan dahil may mga sasakyan. Hindi ko lang alam ngayon kung takot pa rin kayong tumawid sa kalye. Siguro yung iba ay takot pa rin, lalong-lalo na kapag tatawid kayo sa EDSA. Matakot talaga kayo pag tumatawid kayo sa EDSA. Bawal kasi. Fear gives us the opportunity to take care of others also. One example, itago natin sa pangalang Poblacion Girl and her parents. Hindi sila natakot sa mga rules. Kaya't ang nangyari, tumakas yung Poblacion Girl sa quarantine rules with the help of her parents at nakahawa ng iba. Ngayon, takot sila dahil kakasuhan sila. Well, of course, the difference between the Poblacion Girl and her parents, with us, sila nahuli, tayo hindi. Kasi marami rin tayong mga paglulusot sa mga iba't ibang mga batas. When we say to a person who is fearful or afraid, do not be afraid, it can calm them. It can reassure them that someone is on their side to help them. But the fear will be there. Hindi mawawala. In our gospel, Jesus noticed that the boat of the disciples were against the wind. And when he tried to pass by, the disciples thought that Jesus was a ghost. In our lives, when we are fearful and we are paralyzed by fears, we do not feel the presence of God. Nasasapawan ng ating pangangamba at takot yung presensya ng Diyos. Kaya't ano yung sinabi ni Jesus para maibsan yung pangangamba ng mga disipulo? Hindi niya sinabing, do not be afraid. Anong una niyang sinabi? Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid. It is the presence of Jesus in our lives that will help us control our fears and face life, even with fears confronting us. Itong pandemyang ito ay halos magdadalawang taon na at marami tayong mga pangangamba, lalong-lalo na ngayon. Yung iba nga kumati lang yung lalamunan talagang natatakot na. Sinasabi ng Panginoon sa atin sa misang ito at pinapahayag niya, He is manifesting another epiphany. As we face the fears of the new year, take courage. It is I. Be mindful and aware of my presence in your lives. Do not be afraid. Hindi mawawala yung mga takot natin at mga pangangamba. Nandyan lagi yan. Pero mahalaga, sa pamamagitan ng ating buhay panalangin, binibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon ng Panginoon na madama yung kanyang presensya. At pag yung presensya niya ay nasa atin lagi, diyan tutubo at lalago ang ating pagmamahal sa Diyos. At ang tunay na pagmamahal ayon sa unang pagbasa, walang pangangamba at takot. Let us ask the Lord in this Eucharistic celebration to give us courage in facing our fears. Hindi mawawala yung mga takot na yan. Nandyan lagi yan. But with courage and the presence of the Lord, His loving presence, we will be able to face our fears with courage and also be instruments of calming others in their fears. Sa panahon ngayon, marami mga takot. Kaya lang yung ibang tao, lalo pang tinatakot yung mga ibang tao. Hindi dapat tayo maging mga instrumento ng pangangamba at takot. Dapat ay katulad ni Jesus, maging instrumento tayo ng pagiging kalma. Let us be instruments of peace also for others.